Welcome to another episode of Witchfinder's Gaming Vault, and I've got a bit of a croaky voice at the moment, so I apologise for that. Today I'm going to be looking at an MSX game called Vacuumania. Let's take a look at the fact file for this one. Vacuumania is an MSX exclusive, and it was released in 1984 in the UK, published by PSS and developed by Douglas Ritchie. The price I paid for the game was £2.96. I bought it on eBay about a year ago. The current going rate on eBay, well, I couldn't find any recently sold items. There are some copies on there being sold for £8 plus, which I have to say is very optimistic. Let's take a closer look at the packaging for this game then, and as you can see, it's got the Vacuumania logo, very basic text, and also the PSS logo with a sort of rainbow background. At the bottom it says Arcade Action for MSX, and there's a picture of a joystick, which presumably means it uses joystick control. And then you've got this picture, which, well, it's a vacuum cleaner sucking up a banana and avoiding a broom. Not sure why there's a broom in action when there's a vacuum cleaner in action as well. But yeah, that guy, the vacuum cleaner, well, you could say it's cute or you could say it's absolutely terrifying, depending on your perspective. And the spine just has the Vacuumania logo and the PSS logo on it. On the back here it says Vacuumania by Douglas Ritchie. Guide Victor around the corridors vacuuming the carpet. Avoid the angry brooms and suck up the litter for bonus points. And it's also got the address for PSS there, which you can see was in Coventry. So here's the cassette for the game, which is pretty nicely presented. It's got a label on both sides with the PSS logo and the sort of branding. Nice MSX logo as well there in the corner. And of course it says the name of the game, and it's also got the loading instructions on it. Let's move on to the actual instructions now. Well, firstly, on the inlay we've got some pictures of some other games available for the MSX from PSS and some information about what they cost. And then on the inside, just a single page of instructions. Victor the vacuum cleaner is having a real problem. Can you help him? His job is to keep the corridors of the house clean. To do this, he simply has to move up and down, left and right, cleaning the carpet. But Victor's life isn't that simple. He's being chased by a clutch of angry brooms, and if he's caught, they'll sweep him off his rollers. What is worse, someone keeps dropping banana skins and other assorted bits of rubbish, and Victor can't resist tasty litter like that. I don't know if that's a positive or negative thing in the game then. And he finishes off by saying basically what it said on the back, which was guide Victor around the corridors, vacuuming the carpet, avoid the angry brooms and pick up the litter for bonus points. And then it's got the loading instructions, which are very convoluted, it has to be said, for what is a pretty simple game. Just going back to that cassette, look how small this game's going to be. There's virtually no actual tape on the cassette there. It's tiny. So I'm not expecting this to take very long to load. Hopefully it will load, because I've never even tried until now. So let's find out. Okay, so good news, it looks like the game is going to load, and here's the loading screen, if you can call it that. There's no picture or anything like that, it's just the name of the game and all the information about the company that published it and also who programmed it. Again, that's Douglas Ritchie, and it just says loading, please wait, so I'll wait. It's that time again where I say thank you to all my channel members, whose names you can see here in my Supporters Hall of Fame. If you're enjoying this video and would like to join these fine folks and support my efforts, why not become a member yourself? For a monthly fee starting from just 99p, you can get access to the special membership perks shown on screen, and more besides. If you're interested, then please click on the join button below this video for more information. If you're not able to commit to a monthly contribution, but would still like to support my channel, then you could also give a super thanks. This one-off donation gives you a highlighted comment on whichever video you choose to click the button on, and anyone doing this will also get a shout out from me on a subsequent video. The super thanks button can be found below every video I produce. Well, it didn't take too long and the game has now loaded, as you can see, and we've got some more instructions on the screen here. The instructions very simple there. Vacuum the floor. You score 10 points per square. You want to avoid the brooms. We've already talked about that when looking at the instructions in the inlay. Bonus rubbish goes up in value for each new screen you get. An extra life is every 10,000 points. There's a lot more information here than there was in the instruction page. And it says use the cursor keys or either joystick to change direction. Press a key to continue. And then we've got the options to either start the game, see the instructions, which I've just done, or see the Hall of Fame. We may as well have a look at that. Well, look at that. It's just a load of scores with PSS getting 1,000 points. And then it's press S to start or M for the menu. So back to the menu, I guess. Or I could just press S to start. So I guess I should do that now. Okay, so the game begins. And as you can see, this is a Pac-Man clone. And it's not even really a clone, in so much as there's nothing different about it compared to Pac-Man. It's exactly the same. Instead of dots you've got dust. Instead of Pac-Man you've got the robot vacuum cleaner. Instead of ghosts, you've got brooms, and you've got the power pills, which you can collect and run into the brooms and collect them to get more points. And there's also collectible items that dropped in the middle of the screen, which I didn't collect on that occasion. It's very fast paced. Your robot moves around quickly, the brooms move really quickly, and I'm dead. And yeah, the response to the joystick is pretty good. You move around the corners, despite it being an 8-way joystick. It sometimes causes a problem with going around the corners in these maze games. Oh, there goes another life. It's pretty good. The maze is similar, but not exactly the same as Pac-Man. But it's obviously it's a horizontal screen rather than vertical. But I think the overall layout is pretty similar to Pac-Man. So while you're collecting the dust particles, you get almost like a tune playing. It's just sort of alternates between a couple of notes, as you can hear, and there goes my last life. When you stay still, that doesn't play. So there you go. We get a little tune on the high score table as well. Let's have another go. Yeah, so it kind of makes this wibbly noise as you move around the maze, and if you stand still, it just plays one note perpetually, consecutively, whatever I'm trying to say, I don't know. Yeah, so it's very fast-paced game. I don't know if there's like a pattern for the brooms. Oh, he's right on my tail. Oh, I got him. Like there is the ghosts in Pac-Man, or if they just kind of chase you. They do seem to follow a pattern. Whether they've got individual behaviours like the 4 ghosts in Pac-Man, I'm not too sure. I mean, I managed to group them all together there, which is something you can do in Pac-Man. So maybe. Ooh. But sometimes they just seem to kind of wander backwards and forwards as well, so I'm not too sure. So yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say about it. Graphics are pretty simple, but they're okay. They do the job. You know, you've got... Ooh, that broom's not collectible or eatable. I think I'm doing a bit better than the first game, although I've got a few bits left here and there to pick up now. Ooh. Got no power pills left, so I'm in trouble. I'm dead. Yeah, everything moves very quickly. That's the one sort of criticism, but I suppose that's, you know, just part of the game that you have to get used to. I might manage to complete this without losing another life. Yep, there we go. So the screen flashes Pac-Man style as well. Yeah, it's Pac-Man. It's Pac-Man, but with a vacuum cleaner instead of whatever Pac-Man was supposed to be. So yeah, there's, like I say, not much more to say about it, and I won't be playing another game. Let's just see how far I get in this one. Ooh, not very far if I do things like that. How quickly that ghost came out. Oh, sorry, ghost. That broom came out of that thing. Broom cupboard, I suppose. Oh, that's game over. I might give it one more go. I've not been playing for very long, so yeah, I've only been playing for like 4 minutes. So let's give it one more go. So yeah, presentation's all right. It's got a title screen or an instructions screen. It's got a high score table. There's nothing really up with it. It's pretty decent game for the era. But I mean, this came out in 1984. Surely everyone was fed up with Pac-Man by then. That would be my feeling. But maybe they weren't. I don't know. I think if it had been a Bomb Jack clone, or I got it, or a Dig Dug clone in 1984, that might have been more appealing. Yeah, it is very hard. It's frantic is probably the best word for it, because of how fast everything moves around the screen. They definitely do. Oh no, that's gone bad as well. This is going worse than probably even the first game I had. Look how quickly that comes back out of the, as I was saying, the broom cupboard or whatever you want to call it, in the middle. It's just insanely fast. Oh my god, they're all after me. I'm going to do well to get through this. Oh, but I have. No, I can't collect any of them. I think I've done a bit better score-wise, because I think I got 4 of them all together. Yeah, just a bit like Pac-Man, you best just, like, unless you know the patterns, just to try and work your way through the maze, finishing a quadrant, like a corner at a time. Ooh, no, and he's got me, and that's game over again. And I mean, is there really any point playing it anymore? You've seen it. The only reason to do so would be to see what happens on the 3rd level in terms of the rubbish you could pick up that's the bonus items in the middle of the screen. But really, oh, go on, why not? Let's have one more try. Just to make this video even close to being 10 minutes long, or, well, the gameplay part of it, there's only so much you can say about a Pac-Man clone that's 40 years old, isn't there, really? Oh, no, that's not good. Yeah, so they definitely do follow some kind of pattern, but then I think they also home in on you. It might be like the ghosts in Pac-Man, where they follow a pattern for a certain amount of time, I think, and then they start chasing you, or one of them only chases you and he can see you, or something like that. I can't remember exactly. I'm definitely not an expert on Pac-Man. Oh, they've all come together there, all 3 of them have. That's a good way to get all the points, isn't it? But only if you survive long enough to... Ooh, that was close. Yeah, they all scatter as well. Oh, frantic. You know, there goes another life. It's just really, really difficult. Nope, missed out on that as well. This could be worse than the previous games, the way it's going. Oh, I don't even care, let's just get to the next stage. But the chances of me getting to the 3rd stage look very slim. So yeah, in summary, it's just a very tough Pac-Man game. Ooh. Yeah, so sort of the best approach might be to just try and clear out the corners. Just get 1 or 2 bad guys when you can. No, and there we go. I mean, I haven't even got to the 10,000 points that gets you an extra life. That's enough of that. I'm not getting any better at it. Am I going to keep it? Of course not. There's no reason that I'm going to want a Pac-Man clone when I can play the original on an arcade machine or whatever. So no point in keeping this one. Nothing more to say about it, really. It was just an impulse purchase. I thought I'd buy a couple of MSX cassette games that were quite cheap a couple of years ago, or probably about a year ago, and one of them, Turmoil, was okay, and this one's again okay for what it is, but I'm never going to play it again. So that'll definitely go on the for sale pile. If you've got any thoughts about this, then please let me know in the comments. I can't really imagine that you would, other than to say, yep, it's a very fast Pac-Man clone, reasonably well programmed, but yeah, a little bit too hard right from the start. It could have done with being a little bit slower, I think. So all that remains for this video is for me to spin the wheel of names and see which game I'm going to be playing next in Witchfinder's Gaming Vault. And next time around, it's going to be back to the Commodore 64 for a game I've never played before. I bought it again about a year ago, I think, and I've never even loaded it up. It's Flip and Flop, so I'll be playing that next time around. Thanks very much for watching this video, which was pretty short for one of my videos. And until the next time, see ya!